Hello, my beautiful friends, my fellow space blobs, earth blobs, whatever kind of blob you want to be, you can be that blob. And that is a message I am willing to stand behind because doesn't it feel good to get to just be your unique self? I'm feeling that way. I'm sitting here at the end of September to chat about October and some themes that are coming up for me, and it has been a really intense September. I went back to visit family, a place that I used to live in, and I just really noticed how much I am changing. It has been really tender. And I have had some really big perspective shifts and feelings come up. And it got me thinking about a theme that I think is so powerful and important, and we don't talk about it enough. So I wanted to talk about it today in this tender time of year as we open up to October. I think in the Northern Hemisphere, as we move into this darker season, this is a really tender time of year for me. Often a lot of my scared parts, worries, and doubts will come up about how is it all going to work out? What is it going to look like? That season of mystery, while I love it, it makes me so excited, creatively inspired. It equally brings up all my doubts and fears. And it's been a theme for me the last couple of years, this season of mystery. And honestly, it's just intensified as I've kind of entered into a new space in my lifetime. I'm no longer in that first half of my life. I'm really starting to enter into my second half. And the mystery has gotten really loud. And it got me thinking about all of you sensitive spirits out there who are also in deep mystery. And it feels like the mystery will never end, or like there won't ever be clarity or a conclusion or a way to move through life where it just feels like things are settled. And this conversation is for anybody who is feeling that tenderness, that sensitivity, maybe having some night fears or having a hard time getting started in the morning, or at any point really, if you are feeling a little bit like, what do I do with all this mystery, all the mysterious questions that keep getting offered up? And I do find that in life, those mysterious questions keep getting richer and deeper and will continue to provide throughout life. They definitely don't go away, but I want to spend a little bit of time today talking about this and making some space for this mystery. So let's do it. A lot of you probably know, whoever's sitting here watching this with me, you've probably been on the journey with me for a little while. And so you know that I moved countries. I moved to Sweden, getting close to 2 years ago now. And that brought about all sorts of new questions about my sense of home, place, how to take care of aging relatives, how to be in one place, how to make life decisions. But it was also a process that was very much my path. It was something that I felt really called to do. Naively thinking, that will solve a lot of the mystery. But in fact, moving here, following my soul's calling, following what was feeling really good and right, has actually brought in more mystery. And I think that's because as we follow more innately to who we really are and how we move through the world, we step off of that well-worn path. We step off of that clear delineated space. And we start to be in this deeper here and now present conversation with the universe. That can feel very overwhelming, I think, because I think a lot of us have been sold that if you are consistent, if you are on top of it, if you just do things well enough, if you're intuitive enough, if you're connected enough, the mystery will disappear. And I almost feel like sometimes in the way a lot of American self-help get it done, figure it out, come up with a system advice, kind of underneath it, underlying that is kind of this promise that if you kind of follow that and you're consistent enough with it, that you will be able to eradicate mystery from your life. And on the one hand, Do we want to eradicate mystery from our lives? No. I think we all want to know that we could be surprised by the world, that there's something really beautiful and bigger than us. That's part of what makes being alive so precious. And on the other hand, I think that underlying promise that if we just have enough self-discipline, enough motivation, if we just work hard enough to be in tune with ourselves, even to be intuitive enough, to be smart enough about it, that mystery will disappear isn't true. It's not true. Like, the goal in our lives isn't to eradicate mystery. And I think that has been maybe one of the most important realizations I've been having this last couple of years. Because as soon as I let go of this idea, I've got to eradicate the mystery and get myself on a nice, clear path where I know how I'm going to be making all my money, and I'm going to know exactly how I'm going to be living, and I'm going to have all the answers for what's going to need to happen over the next 5 years. As soon as I let that go and I started to really embrace mystery, something really cool started happening. Because I was no longer in resistance to myself, to the day I was in, and even to those harder days where I'm feeling overwhelmed or tired, or where I'm feeling more confused than ever. So a lot of us who are living in a season of life, or just living life, as I would call it, in a prolonged season of deep mystery, where the questions are really profound, but they're not the kind of questions you can answer with a solution. They're not the kind of questions that you can answer with a pragmatic movement through the world, right? They are deeper than that. A lot of us will feel this sense of shame because every message out there is telling us that there is a pragmatic way to move forward on it. And if you're just consistent enough, you'll know what to do and you'll figure it out. And yes, we will know what to do. We will know to feel our feelings and figure out each little movement. But that's really beyond the point, isn't it? Because the way the messaging is in our world around this experience of mystery that we don't talk about enough, even though we're living it every single day, and a lot of us are living it in a really profound and intense way. I know I am. It makes it seem like the point of life is to get tidy answers, to move through processes, to experience kind of that nice linear storyline of the hero. But one of the things that I've been doing, and I will be doing a lot of this October, is if my objective in living isn't to get those tidy answers, then I'm free to find meaning in the not knowing. I'm free to keep creating. I'm free to be in the mystery. I don't have to fight it anymore. I don't have to think that this is a state that is wrong. So much of the messaging is also get through that season as fast as possible. Get yourself back into some kind of certainty. And move through it as quickly as you can. And so a lot of us secretly, when we're moving through seasons of mystery, we're like waiting. Well, 2023 has been such a weird, mysterious year. I don't know what to do with it. This happened. I'm in this fog over here. I'm kind of wanting to shift over here. I don't know how. Maybe 2024, I'll get through the season of mystery and I can move on. And it's fair to have dreams and visions and want to have those experiences of breakthrough and connection, like, of course. But what if it's okay to live a life of mystery? What if it's okay to live with all those complex emotions? There is a therapist, I wish I could remember the name, you could Google this statement, but I love it, which is certainty is the enemy of change. And I love thinking about that. So much in our world tells us we need to be certain about everything. certain about every choice, certain about every future possibility. But yeah, certainty chisels us down to a really small shape. It doesn't leave space for who we might be in any given moment, even tomorrow. It doesn't leave space for even ourselves to be as we are now, right? Because if we have certainty, we're trying to fit it into that certainty. I've just been finding so much release in learning to really accept life as a mystery. And I know that sounds so basic, but I think because there's so many messages that tell us there's ways to get out of the mystery, there's ways to get over it, there's ways to cure ourselves of mystery, that sometimes coming back to something that simple can feel really profound. Living in a cookie cutter way, trying to fit into the little molds that we have in the world, feels horrible. It feels so much worse than any mystery could feel. And I think the worst experience about being in a season of long mystery is the shame, is the self-judgment, is the feeling like there's something wrong with you. But I have been really coming to understand that every person I have been talking to, all the people close to me in my life, are going through a season. They're going through what I call life, what we call life. We could call it a season of mystery, where they just don't know how it's all going to pan out. And I've realized the futility of trying to fit into a little cookie cutter shape. I could never fulfill the cultural requirements of the US, let alone Sweden. And so I've let go of a lot of needing to cure myself of the mysteriousness. That's what I got for this October. I'm going through some really interesting shifts and thoughts about work and what I want to be doing here in this space. The internet can be a really tiring and intense place. I'm super grateful for it. I love this community here. I love the people who traipse on through here. But yeah, how do I take care of myself and live in this mystery and let myself transform? We're going to find out. If you are interested in hanging out with me more, listen to me wax poetic about life, you can find me on Patreon. We are spending the entire month of October going through an intuition series. Every Friday of October, I'm releasing a new little masterclass where we are going to talk through it. And I'm going to be offering up a lot of suggestions for practical tips, but also a lot of feel-good nourishment about how to feel more empowered in your intuition. I'd love to see you there. I'd love to explore with you. It's a very affordable way to support me. And for me to support you, that's also very important. So yeah, this was a really impromptu, casual chat. But I think, I'm ready to just break some rules. I'm just ready to smash some walls down around that I've been putting on myself, and just try things and have more of these kind of chats that are a little bit more casual, a little bit more on a theme, soothing, comforting, interesting, explore more of my personality, but also just create some space, beyond astrology, beyond all these systems that we're always trying to put on ourselves, and make some space for something a little interesting and different. So if you like this, let me know. I'd be happy to do more of these kind of chats and just have them popping out over the next months and just see what happens. Be happy to share more of my life in Sweden. There's a lot going on there, emotionally, spiritually for me, I think, in getting to know this place. There's a lot of things I could be sharing in this space. We'll see what happens. But I'd love to see you if you want to stick around here. So much to explore in the coming weeks. And you can find me on Instagram if you're also looking for a little more inspiration. So I hope to see you in all those places. Have a beautiful October, living in the mystery and releasing some of our shame. There's nothing wrong with you if you don't know what is going on. You're doing great.